Good evening. Parashat Haazinu. So, Beshem Hashem Naaseh Venatzliach. Refuah Shlema. This shiur is dedicated for Refuah Shlema to Avraham ben Chana, Yitzchak ben Sarah, Yosef ben Esther, Avraham Yosef ben Rachel, Zechariah ben Pearl Shira, Ahuva bat Tova, and לעילוי נשמת כל נשמה שזקוקה לזכות, for our safety of our soldiers to get back home safely, and for the safety of Am Yisrael wherever they are, and for our singles to meet their partner in life soon. שיזכו לבנות בית נאמן בישראל. And thank you to all my listeners who tune in to our shiurim. Please don't forget to click on the like button, as it actually helps to promote and spread Torah learning. And thank you, Hashem, for all your chasadim, for all your that you have done in the past, and please continue to do so in the future. In this week's Parashat Haazinu, which is the one before last of Sefer Devarim, of the last of the Torah, one before last of the Torah, there is one mitzvah, which is mitzvah number 613, the last mitzvah of the Torah, and it says like this: Ve'ata kitvu lachem et hashira hazot. Moshe is saying, write, and now write for yourself this song, velemeda et ben Israel, and teach it to your children. Sima befihem, put it in their mouth. Lema'an tiyeh li hashira hazot le'ed bebnei Israel. So this song will be as a witness against Bnei Israel. The parasha of Haazinu is written as in a poem form. So the first pesukim are just Moshe speaking, and then the rest is Moshe. The rest of the parasha is Moshe who's speaking in a poem form. So first, Moshe tells us that we have got to write a Sefer Torah. It is a mitzvah for every Jew to write a Sefer Torah. In the pasuk it says, write this song, Hashira Hazot. And the Rambam explains that since it is forbidden to write portions of the Torah, right, in a scroll, so that means we have got to write the entire Torah, not just portions of the Torah. It has to be a complete scroll. So in this case, why is this mitzvah being last? Shouldn't be this among the first mitzvot? Or shouldn't this be with where we learn about the obligation of learning Torah? So the answer is because the most important part points us because the most important point of this song is to record and know them all. Know all the mitzvot. If it's not written, and if we don't have it with us, we cannot fulfill them. And we cannot pass them on to the next generation. Sefer HaChinuch explains, if one writes a Sefer Torah by himself, with his own hands, it is considered as if it was received from Har Sinai. That's how special this mitzvah is. If one can't write it himself, then he can hire someone else to write it for him. So what is the real purpose of the mitzvah? So Sefer HaChinuch says like this: it is a known fact that in all undertakings, whatever it is that we want to do, people are motivated to do things and to act based on the resources available to them. So for example, if I want to sew a dress and I already have the material and I have the machine and I have the thread and I have everything that I need for the zipper and everything else. So of course I have everything ready. All I have to do is just start working, start cutting my material and measuring and whatever else needs to be done for me to start sewing the dress. But if I have to go through the effort, oh, I would like to sew for myself a dress. Oh, but I have to go and choose a material. It's going to take time. Um, okay, not now, tomorrow, and push off. And the motivation is not there. And that is going to cause me to cool off and push off the sewing of this dress, right? So the Sefer Chinuch, it's the same. We must have a Sefer Torah with us so that we are commanded, every Jew is commanded to learn Torah. And every Jew is commanded to have to own a Sefer Torah. Why? So that it is available to me when I want it, when I need it. And I don't have to go to a friend to borrow, and I don't have to go to the library. I don't have to go and look for whatever it is. It's all there near me, just like the material and everything that I need for making a dress. And all this, so one will learn to fear Hashem and gain knowledge and understanding of his mitzvot. If we don't learn about the mitzvot, we are not going to learn to fear Hashem. We are not going to learn how to do the mitzvot, when to do them, how they should be done, and understanding the mitzvot. And mitzvot, as we know, they are more precious than gold. Mitzvot are very precious. Even if someone inherited, the Rambam says, even if someone inherited from his father a Sefer Torah, he still needs to write one for himself. A brand new Sefer Torah holds a whole lot of excitement. It's like a new book. It looks so fresh, clean, and clear. All this one should not lose. All this is for the purpose that one should not lose his enthusiasm when learning Torah. Many rabbis were very careful, and until today they are very careful that when they have their perushim, their explanations, and the hidushim, um, they want them to be printed into books to help us understand the Torah. They're very careful. They're very careful to choose a cover, a good cover, and a good print, and should be written on fine paper with high quality ink, with an attractive font, so that when people open up, they say, oh wow, it looks so clear. If we look at the difference there is between Sefarim that have been printed, let's say 60 years ago, or even 30 and 40 years ago, and to the print now, the same Sefer, we can take the same Sefer, like we can take a Chumash that has been printed within the last 10, 15 years, and a Chumash that was printed 40 years ago. The words were so close to each other. It was really hard to read. Especially children had a hard time reading from these Sefarim, from these Humashim. But now it's so clear. It's clear. The words are spaced out properly, and the printing and the font is very clear, and that keeps the enthusiasm going, and the person really feels, oh, the excitement is still there. It stays with the reader, and it helps the reader focus on his studies. Now, to buy a Sefer Torah is a big expense. To have someone write a Sefer Torah is a big expense. So what do we do if we can't afford it? So Rambam says there's an exemption. You don't have to. If you don't have the means, to write a Sefer Torah, so don't write it. So Rabbi Yosef Kahaneman explains. He was the Rav of the Ponovish Yeshiva Ibn Brak, where it's a yeshiva that has, I would say, about maybe 3,000 or more boys learning in there. And he said like this: the word song, the word shira, that has been chosen to describe the Torah. How come? How come Moshe used the word shira, song? And he says like this: the word shira actually reveals the depth of the obligation of Torah study. How? In the mitzvah number 419, we learn about the obligation on each individual to study Torah to the extent of his ability. In order to properly fulfill this obligation, one must maximize the use of his time and push himself to study Torah whenever he can. It means that there's very little occasions that one can say, oh, I don't have to study, whether we're on vacation, whether we're tired, whether we're busy, whether we are going through rough times. It doesn't matter what we are doing or what is happening in our life. We still have the obligation, especially men, to study Torah whenever and wherever they can. The Torah is a song of the Jewish people. It touches the deepest part of the heart of a Jew. A song is actually something spiritual. The Torah is spiritual. So it touches, just like a song touches the neshama, so too the Torah touches the neshama. When the Torah is the music of our lives, we will connect with it wherever we are, day and night, at peace or at war, as we see with Yehoshua, when he went into Eretz Israel with Bnei Israel, and they were fighting wars. A Malach came to see him. And Malach told him, what is going on? You didn't study Torah. But yes, they were studying Torah. He said, but not enough. You've got to study Torah. There could have been an excuse. They had been fighting wars. It's not an excuse. You have got to go and study Torah. Whether we are tired or not, or under life challenges, if anything, it actually gives us the power, the inner power, to actually be able to go on with our life and face the challenge. It is a song of the soul, of the neshama of our nation. This is a song that has accompanied us, the Jewish people, on our journey through history, and it accompanies each Jew on his journey through life. So may we have the zechut to join in the song of the Torah and continue to transmit this heritage to future generations. Now I would like, once we explain this part of the parasha, I would like to move on to another part of the parasha. At the beginning, before this, Moshe spoke and he said, Ve'edoti bachem et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. It means, I am using shamayim ve'aretz, the heavens and the earth, as witnesses against you, Bnei Israel. So the Zera Shimshon says that Moshe made a brit with Bnei Israel. And he chose as edim, witnesses, shamayim ve'aretz. And Rashi explains that Moshe said, I will pass on soon. Soon I'll die. It's just like every human being. Not going to live forever. So I will have Shamayim va'aretz, the heavens and the earth, as Edim, witnesses, that Ben Israel can never deny this berit of fulfilling the mitzvot. Shamayim va'aretz are here forever. So in Parashat Nitzavim, the previous parasha, Moshe also used Shamayim va'aretz as Edim, as witnesses. So if Ben Israel do not follow the Torah, they'll be sent into Galut. And Rashi explains that if Ben Israel will not follow the Torah, these two Adim, these two witnesses, will testify against us that we were warned, right? We have to have two Adim, two witnesses before a person can have can be given a punishment according to the Torah. So Ben Israel cannot complain that there was no warning. There was a warning, and they adhered to that warning before they received their punishment. They cannot say, "Oh, but we had no idea, no warnings." Oh, yes, you did. Moshe said, "Hashamayim va'aretz." Another reason why Moshe chose Shamayim va'aretz. Moshe wanted Ben Israel to learn Musar, morals, from Shamayim va'aretz. When we talk about Shamayim va'aretz, we're talking about the Malachim who are in charge of those Shamayim va'aretz. The Malachim are going to be the ones who are going to come and testify against us, right? So they follow Hashem's commands, even though they never receive any rewards or punishment. They don't. So we are here supposed to learn that we are getting a reward for a good deed, and chas v'shalom, a punishment for something wrong that we did wrong, right? Should we learn from Shamayim va'aretz and always fulfill the will of Hashem? So the Zera Shimshon explains that Bnei Israel Rashi brought two different explanations about Shamayim va'aretz, right? That the first one is their witnesses. It means that that's a warning, right? About the warning. They are witnesses about the warning that if they don't follow the mitzvot, then they're going to be punished. And the second one is they don't get that Shamayim va'aretz, they don't get a reward, right? And that was in Nitzavim. But in Haazinu, Parashat Haazinu, Moshe was actually talking to Shamayim va'aretz and not to Bnei Israel. In Nitzavim, Moshe was talking to Bnei Israel, Shamayim va'aretz, other witnesses. This time in Haazinu, Moshe is talking to Shamayim va'aretz and not to Bnei Israel. And Moshe says they last forever. They last forever, Shamayim va'aretz. And so there are three reasons for the different punishments. The first type of punishment is that will be given to Ben Israel because of bad deeds. They did averot, so obviously they're going to get punishments. The second punishment is for a general cause, and I'm going to explain more, right, soon. A general cause, against the whole world. And number three, because of bad mazal. So what are we actually saying? So the first type of punishment, ma'asim ra'im, we do averot. So of course, the consequence of our averot is a punishment, puranut. Number two, nezikim. Nezikim are harmful harmful malachim that have been created by bad deeds. Now, these Nezikim, they come to the world, they have these bad angels, and they want to harm people. They want to harm us. And that's why David HaMelech said in Tehillim, Perek Tzadik Aleph, 91, which is a perek to say at a time when we are in danger, or we are at a time when we are scared. So let me read to you the perek. The perek is יושב בסתר עליון בצל שדי יתלונן. אומר לאדוני מרסי ומצודתי, אלוהי אפתח בו, כי הוא יצילך מפח ויכוש מדבר אבות. בעברתו יסך לך ותחת כנפיו תחסה. צינה וסוחרה אמיתו. לא תירא מפחד לילה, מחץ יעוף יומם. So the whole parak is about not to be afraid of harmful things. I did not read the whole perek, but you can look it up. And so David HaMelech was actually said this because he wants to be saved from harmful angels and from danger. We also know in the Zohar it says that when Moshe went up to Shamayim to receive the Torah, he too said this perek to get protection from the mazikim, from the harmful angels. Chachamim also tell us that on Motzei Shabbat, Saturday night, it is a good time to say this perek, because the mazikim, the harmful angels, are allowed again to harm anyone who is not protected by mitzvot. Why? Because over Shabbat, Hashem doesn't allow them to harm anyone, since we eat Shabbat and we are keeping Shabbat. Number 3, the third type of punishment that comes because of a certain place, or like a certain place that have like bad energy, or certain event, a mazal that has to happen. Shamayim va'aretz are not just only edim, witnesses, but they also perform the sachar and the onesh. They also perform the reward and the punishment. Moshe said, "You are witnesses that if Bnei Israel follow Hashem, they have nothing to fear from the stars." Shamayim, the stars, that's what they are. The stars are in Shamayim. Or the mazalot, or from anything that's going to happen on earth, any disasters. Even if in the stars it is written that something bad is going to happen, because Ben Israel follow Hashem, as long as they follow Hashem, they are above the mazalot, above the stars, and they cannot be harmed. But if, chas v'shalom, they don't follow Hashem, you, Shamayim va'aretz, you, the stars in Shamayim, will rule over, so they will get harmed. They will get their punishment. So Hashem should help us. May Hashem help us to do teshuvah properly and to really keep whatever Kabbalah, whatever we are taking on, however small it is, to take on, which is better than taking something on something big, just to make a change for the better, so then Hashem will help us, Be'ezrat Hashem, Be'ezrato Yitbarach, therefore help us to overcome our challenges and to give us a good Shana Tova and Gemar Chatima Tova. Good night.